going to get into a discussion on something that is making headlines around the world, and then we'll bring it home for our own local context, right? Now, for those of you who are huge football fans, you might know of a certain gentleman named Gerard Pique, who plays for a certain team called Barcelona. A very, very popular footballer. He's a World Cup winner. I mean, he's pretty much done it all with his career, right? Now, he made even bigger headlines when in 2010, he kind of struck up a relationship with Latina singer Shakira. Now, we all remember Shakira did the official World Cup song, Waka Waka. It was a huge hit. Now, apparently, the two of them met during that whole experience. Okay, 2010 World Cup, song, player. Spain actually won that World Cup, so big deal. They fell in love, they started dating, they had a great relationship. Now, yes, she is much older than him, but you wouldn't know it. She looks amazing. And they just had this whirlwind romance. They've since had 2 children together, but they split up fairly recently, and they issued a joint statement about their breakup. So, you know, it seemed like an amicable split, and they requested privacy during that time and said, like, people should just allow them to split on their terms and respect their privacy. Now, what do we hear? A couple of days ago, Shakira released a song. Now, okay, you might say, Shakira released a song, so what? She's a singer. That's what she does. But this particular song is quite interesting. Now, apparently, she got wind of Pique dating a certain young woman, and she wasn't too happy about that. And rumor has it, or reports say, that this particular young woman was spotted in a video that Gerard Pique did or was recorded while he and Shakira were still together. So apparently now there's some suspicion of, was there infidelity in the whole breakup mix? You know, was he actually seeing this young woman before he and Shakira broke up? What's the story? Okay. Now, the interesting thing about the song, and we're going to talk about this, is she's throwing some serious jabs at him in this song. Now, obviously it's in Spanish, it's not in English, but in the translation, she talks about a lot of things, and it's gotten over 60 million views on YouTube since it was released. I mean, everyone's talking about it, and it brings up a lot of questions about modern day relationships and infidelity, whether or not it's an issue, and whether or not if you get into a relationship with someone, you should be thinking about these kinds of things at all, or whether, you know, you just move along with love and what may come, may come. So, yeah, we're going to have a discussion on that today, and like I said, bring it home so that we have a local context for the discussion, and whether or not this would be a big deal here. Like, if there was a really prominent Ghanaian footballer who should, I don't even want to mention anyone's name before somebody comes and says, you people were talking about, okay, footballer A, you know, who's wildly popular, and he's dating a popular Ghanaian singer or songstress, and it comes out that they've broken up and there's a suspicion of infidelity. Do you think people would really care? Or do you think it would still be as salacious and as scandalous as this situation is? Or you think, oh, here in Ghana, those kinds of things, it doesn't bother us, or it's even expected? What do you think?
No, I honestly, I really think that, by the way, the song has gone over 150 million.
Oh my gosh.
It's gone over 150 million.
Wow.
So, so it's going
It's
crazy.
just
No, it's going
making
crazy.
waves. Okay.
But I think that our context is very interesting.
Yeah.
Because we are at a crossroads of sorts.
Yes.
In Ghana.
Okay.
We are very much a patriarchal society, but at the same time, we have, I think, if I'm starting to be corrected, but we have many families that are matrilineal, many tribes that are matrilineal. So I find that quite interesting, that we are very patriarchal in the society,
like as a
generally,
country.
as a country.
Yeah.
But there are many groupings and tribes, especially within the Akan areas, that are matrilineal.
Yeah.
So how that sort of works out, you know, and even in the chieftaincy setup, you realize that the women, the elder women, are the ones that are behind largely the installment of men over the rest of the clan, tribe, you know, or whatever, you know. So those dynamics are there, and that's cultural. right? Then you have the modern thinking, modern Western thinking, feminist movements. You have the rapid springing up and proliferation of technology and new media, which allows Ghanaians to quickly adapt to what we're seeing around the world. And so that's why I say we are at a bit of a crux at the moment where maybe we are confused. Maybe we are in a place where we haven't yet decided who we are as a people. Are we still what our parents were? Are we still what our grandparents were? Is that who we see ourselves to be? Or are we what we're getting from the modern world? So in sort of several conversations, I find that people position themselves on one side or the other, but as they hear cogent arguments for whichever side, they sort of shift. So people are not really taking hardline positions because we don't yet know who we are. So I find that interesting. So the religious background, traditional background would say one thing. Right? But modernity and all of that, and then you should also understand that by and large we're a polygamous society as well.
Yeah, still,
So
true.
then the question comes, again, what is cheating?
Yeah.
What is cheating?
I mean, we've had, whereas in certain jurisdictions, the mere hint of a prominent politician, not even that prominent, but a politician having maybe an illicit relationship with someone is enough to make the person resign. Like not even be, like the minute there's anything that goes public like that, it's like, okay, I'm resigning my position because, it's unethical or it's morally, But here, I mean, we have had videos, we've got all kinds of things and nobody bats an eyelash. It's almost like, oh, but is this is not a reason for any, it's normal. It's kind of that reaction is what you normally get, is that, oh, but this is nothing to sniff at. I mean, or it's nothing that should cause any ruffles or, it's...
And there are people in recent memory who are still in office.
Oh,
I mean, it will happen. No, nothing is going to happen.
No.
That
will not derail your career in the slightest. It's like, so?
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's
what people
to
might look
see-
at is, okay, does the person do what they have to do as far as providing for their family, doing their work? I mean, as long as it's not something that is affecting maybe their duties as whether it's a parent or nobody really seems to care. I could be wrong.
No, you're not wrong. No, you're not wrong. I mean, you're very much, it is very much what you're describing it to
I mean,
be.
look what happened to Bill Clinton.
Yes.
And with that, it was, some inappropriate stuff.
And people actually, interestingly, people find Bill Clinton's story fascinating because Hillary never left.
Exactly. And if you're talking about a woman who's empowered and a woman who can
a
literally
very
hold her
powerful
own,
woman
she did not.
Who pretty much was responsible for who Bill Clinton became, right? Yet she didn't leave.
No, she didn't.
She did not. And she's there till today.
Yep.
You see? So I find it very interesting. I mean, I find it very interesting that,
so I guess, people react differently because some people would think, but why would she say, there's this whole criticism of her decision to say, but it's like, okay, but if you say she's empowered and she has choices, if her choice is to remain, isn't that her choice? You understand? Like, why does the choice have to be, she's got to leave?
Yeah.
Why does she have to stay in this?
Very good point.
But she chose.
Yes, that's a choice.
And it's her choice to say, okay, yes, we may have had this issue, but I have chosen to remain Hillary Clinton, and Bill Clinton's wife. It's her choice.
Koki, you've brought a very important thing up. We advocate for the power of choice.
Yeah.
Right? And the power of choice simply means that if the person chooses not to go, that should also be respected.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
And clearly, some people will choose to stay under no form of duress whatsoever, but they get vilified.
Yeah.
Why though?
Yeah, I know.
Why though? It's almost as though there's an agenda. And so if you stay, you're not fitting our agenda. So therefore, we will vilify you.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
I also think there's this, I don't know if it's, maybe I should say, unrealistic expectation of perfection from people. And, you know, people are fallible. No one is perfect.
That's
People are human, you know. For me, I just think, if you had asked me, though, maybe 10 years ago, I may feel differently about this. I may have said, hey, look, how can you do that?
Yeah.
If you're suspected, whatever, or
Yeah.
how can you do that to her, and blah, blah, blah. But if you ask me today, after living a bit and you know, maturing and just looking at what life can throw at you, and you ask yourself, okay, if you've got a situation where you're in a family that functions beautifully, and you've got partner, kids, and you've got your career, you've got what drives you, your passion, you're happy, everything is peaceful, and there's some infidelity that could creep in or comes in. Are you going to break down that whole setup for that? It almost seems
it's a
like
very fascinating question that you're asking, because I think a lot of people are overly fixated on one aspect of
as opposed
a
to
whole set of dynamics that is going on within not just a family, but within a larger family setup, right? So we get overly fixated on one thing, and then it's like, oh, how dare you? This, you know, and then we disrupt, you know, and then the question is, to what end?
Yeah, exactly. You know? So now you were perfectly, literally maybe a day before, everyone's
perfectly
happy, fine, you're okay, and then the next day, because
there's
of
a revelation,
a discovery, all of a sudden, oh, we can't do this anymore. Oh, everyone's sad. Oh, everyone's got, the children are going to suffer, because it's when you look at the grand scheme of things, you ask yourself, is it really that big a deal at the end of the day?
At the end of the day,
is it? Or I mean, it could be, and you know, no offense to anyone who maybe has experienced that and decided to leave, or decided that they couldn't deal with it. But again, after years of just living and experiencing things, you're like, well, really?
I think that's why a lot of younger women struggle to understand older women. Because again, it's the aspect of having lived a while.
Yeah. I actually used to be that way. Like, I would encounter women, like you said, who were older, and say, but it's like common knowledge that her husband
we all know that your husband is doing
but in public, they're cool, they're fine, they're together, and you ask yourself, but how can she deal with that? And then after a few years, you're like, you know what, I get it. I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong, but I understand. I understand. It's like, where do
you're going, and then what?
Because of that, I
no,
don't
it's
know.
interesting. I find it interesting.
And I'd love to hear what people think as well.
Yes, we do want to hear what you think about this. Of course, we're going to read for you, if you don't have the context of it, the Shakira story as well. But for those of you who already know this story and then the conversation that we're having, what do you think? In the 21st century, should you psych your mind that as for cheating, by all means it will happen? And if it happens, what are you going to do? What are your thoughts? We want to hear from you. So you can call us, okay? Share your thoughts with us. 0556 203276. Number is on your screen. 0556 203276. Give us a call. Let's hear your thoughts on this. I'm going to go and read the story.
Okay.
On this. So, Shakira diss track breaks YouTube viewing records. Okay?
Latin YouTube.
Yeah. And yes, Latin YouTube records. Okay? And it says a song by Shakira about her ex-partner, Gerard Pique, cheating on her has broken YouTube records. The video, Out of Your League, has been watched more than 63 million times in 24 hours. Now it's gone way beyond that now, making it the most watched Latin song in that time period. Shakira, 45, separated from former Barcelona footballer Pique, 35, in 2022. After more than 10 years together, the pair also have 2 children. Now, the BBC has contacted Pique for comment. This 4-minute pop song is the first time Shakira and Argentinian producer and DJ Bizarrap have worked together. Shakira joins a hallowed list of Latin performers to break YouTube records, including J Balvin, Luis Fonsi, and Daddy Yankee. All right, it's not the first song about breakup, though. She had another one called Monotonia. It came out 3 months ago, but it was more of a heartbreak song than one that's vying for revenge.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's interesting. So she had an initial heartbreak song.
Yes.
And maybe at that point, some revelations hadn't come out.
That's it. And now she's like, Okay. So apparently we have a Reverend on the line,
Yes.
Reverend Abate. Good
Yes.
morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us on Breakfast Daily.
Please wait.
Hello? Reverend?
Your call has been
Okay, it looks like we're having
okay.
challenges
Maybe
with that line.
We'll get it back on the line.
Yeah, but it's interesting, right? So the first song comes out 3 months ago. They're already in separation mode.
Right.
But the song is more of a heartbreak song, right? But as soon as there's a discovery, it tends to,
Yeah, like anger.
now
I mean,
anger, hatred.
I guess which is understandable
You know.
if she feels. But
Yeah.
okay, I think Reverend is back on the line. Good morning.
Hello, Reverend. Good morning. Yes, how are you this morning?
Fine, thank you.
Good. Thank you for joining us on Breakfast Daily.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that before I got married, I didn't know that it was very common knowledge for men to be cheating.
Okay.
But after I got married, it looks like it's a very common thing. But I want to say that it is not without consequences. Because Bible says that you cannot carry fire in your bosom and not be burnt. I have
That's
just
right.
seen just a few men who don't cheat. And I realize that they have a very peaceful home and they are able to prosper and make more wealth than those who go about cheating. So
Interesting.
there are consequences. But it looks like cheating is normal, especially in the African society. That's my thought.
Reverend.
Every man who cheats should know that there are consequences.
Okay.
You don't bond well with your wife, you don't bond well with your family, and then the family wealth is dissipated.
Okay. Reverend, I wanted to ask a question. From where you sit, can you relate polygamy and cheating? And is there any difference?
I think that polygamy is better than cheating.
Okay.
Because those women, especially our Muslim brethren,
Okay.
they appreciate the fact that they were born in polygamy and that by all means your husband can marry another woman. So they plan for it. They know how to organize this. They plan very well. But for us who say we are Christians and we keep by the side, we do all kinds of things. Sometimes you give birth and you are hiding it. The family resources is going elsewhere. And then the first wife is not taking good care of and all that.
Okay.
But with polygamy, you know that you marry 2, 3, or 4. And so you are ready for it. And you make the kind of wealth that will help the family.
All right. Thank you very much, Reverend.
Thank you,
We
Reverend.
appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So once again, the number to call is 0556 203 276. Do give us a call. Share your thoughts with us.
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
I mean, obviously, I expect Reverend will be coming from the Christian context, right?
Yes. Yes.
and there are people practice different religions, different ways of doing things. But I think if we're to take that out of it, and she did say something, she said, especially in Africa, which, you know, in African society, whether you want to call it traditional African society, I think that even though a lot of people have ascribed to a religion now that is not traditional African religion, whether it's Christianity or Islam or whatever, in that traditional social context, having more than one partner was not seen as anything, you know. But it looks as though the influence of religion in, you know, the foreign context has come to change the perception a bit, but not really the act, because
the act hasn't changed. Well, we have Hassan from Boku. Hassan, good morning.
Good morning. It's the morning.
Yes, welcome to Breakfast Daily. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
It really seems that the teaching has become common among men. And I think at the time women learn how to deal with it. After all, you have your family to take care of. These men, I would say, Adam, they are just all the same. They are just all the same. Because if you leave a man because of him and you go and marry, or you are into another relationship, you realize that you are doing the same thing over and over again. So I think it's time as a woman, you make up your mind that as I am entering into this marriage, whatever comes, I have to deal with it in order to save yourself and your family. That is my pitch.
Oh.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Asa. It was a bit difficult
No,
to hear everything, but she was basically saying that we should learn to just accept it.
Yeah, I was basically saying that as a woman, make up your mind that come what may.
It's gonna happen.
Things are gonna happen, and you got to just deal with it when it happens, and and keep moving on. You know?
I find it interesting that all the comments are slanted towards the men cheating.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe because of the story that we're referencing, right? But I wanted to go back to something Reverend said, where she said, men who cheat don't have, or they don't do well. And I'm thinking,
I know a lot of
very,
very wealthy, prosperous, successful cheats.
Like, they're the ones who do it the most, right?
I mean,
it's almost like the more wealthy you are, the more.
I have a little, I can't say it's a theory.
Okay.
But, you know, I've thought about something.
Okay.
You know, about the fact that there's a connection,
like a link, right?
A link between the drive for success and hypersexuality.
Okay, hold that thought. Michael from Gangwon, the Upper East region, is on the line. Good morning, Michael.
Michael, good morning.
Maybe we've lost him.
Right,
okay. Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
So what it is that, you see, testosterone is responsible for making men want sex.
Right.
And want a lot of it.
Right.
The more testosterone you have, the more you want.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
This hormone is the same hormone that gives men the drive to succeed.
Okay.
The drive to achieve in life.
So you're driving here and you're driving there.
You're driving everywhere.
Okay. Rose from Nafrongo, good morning. Good morning, Rose.
Good morning.
Good morning, yes. Go ahead. You wanted to contribute to our discussion.
Yes, please.
Okay.
About cheating and polygamy, I prefer the polygamy to the cheating.
Okay.
In the sense that the cheating, you can easily take any infection outside. And come and, like the deadly disease, you can easily kill your whole family because of cheating. But if you are a responsible man who will be able to take care of 2 or 3 and you are comfortable with that, I don't have a problem with that.
So,
Yeah.
okay, thank you, Rose.
That's
thank you for that
interesting.
comment. That's interesting. So, is it the yes? Okay, is it the nomenclature then? Because if you've got a man who's dating 2 or 3 women,
Yes.
and a man who's marrying 2 or 3 women, it's still 2 or 3 women. So, is it the
No.
fact that
So-
you
so-
know,
no,
or it's
so-
like it's
no,
official?
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
So I think we need to delineate
Yes.
polygamy
Uh-huh.
and cheating. Let's separate them.
Okay.
The separation point is where
Yes.
you are aware
Uh-huh.
and you know, usually,
Yes.
you know before committing yourself to this man
That
that
he's-
this man, he doesn't sit alone. He doesn't stay alone. He doesn't stay with one person. He will have a number.
Right.
And he will always have a number. And you choose to be with him knowing that he will always have a number. And when there's a new one, that new one gets introduced. Do you understand? So you are not in the dark.
Right.
In that context, that's
Okay.
polygamy.
Okay. Yeah.
That's not cheating because nothing's being hidden from you.
Okay. All right.
Do you see? So
In
I
most
think
cases,
that's
yeah, I
the
think so.
that's the context of it, where we're saying that if you're cheating, it means
It's
you're
hidden.
hiding it, and then
hidden.
it becomes uncovered or
What,
discovered
what
later.
about if you know your husband's side chick?
Let's talk to the caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Yes, good morning.
Yes.
I'm Karim speaking from Boku.
All right. Thank you for joining us from Boku. What do you think about this conversation we're having?
It seems we are being biased this morning. We are targeting all the cheating to men when women are professional cheats.
Wait. So hold on. You have the opportunity to state your opinion. Everybody has shared their opinion. So feel free and share yours. What do you think about the conversation?
I think men are polygamous in nature, and
Okay.
so women should strike their mind, so to speak, to accept that no matter what you do, we are going to cheat. Okay, and I heard somebody speaking about being opting for what we call it polygamy to cheating, but you cannot engage in polygamous marriage without starting the relationship. So the starting point is the cheating. So I think it's normal for women to cheat. So they should accept it and move on. It's abnormal for women to engage in that. But
Is it abnormal though for women to engage in that?
Yes, it's abnormal. You don't do that. A woman cannot do that because a woman cannot marry more than one. But a man, for our cultural system, is allowed to marry more than one. So I must start something before it can transcend its marriage.
I see.
Yes.
You see the double standard. Anyway.
So wait, let me ask you this question before you leave us. You know that they say that it's only a woman who knows the true identity of the father of her children, right?
Yes.
Where do you think that saying came from?
It came from the fact that they also cheat and they don't stick to one person. That is what it is.
And men usually don't find out.
We don't at all.
Yeah.
We hardly find it out.
So do you still hold the opinion that it's normal for men to cheat and not normal for women to cheat?
It's not normal for women to cheat. When they do that, it's culturally unacceptable. It's totally unacceptable. But we are allowed to some extent. Okay, though there are some religious barriers.
Yeah.
But we are allowed to some extent.
Okay.
To engage in it before we can add on.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
That's a whole other discussion that we can have one day about the double standards of patriarchy and infidelity.
So that's why I began with
Yeah.
talking about the patriarchal system that
true.
we have. We feel that men have they're entitled and they have the
to it,
right
and women are not.
of doing whatever we please as
Yeah.
men. Whatever we please.
Yes.
But women
Yeah.
can't do same.
Can't do same. It's a social
Meanwhile, this saying that I said, you know where I heard it? I heard it when I lived in Tamale. This is 2010, 2008, 2010. I heard it there, and I hadn't heard that say before. So I thought about it, and I realized that, you know what? If they don't want you to know, you will not know.
Yeah, yeah. Unless
No,
you
you
go and do
will
a
not
DNA
know.
test, you would never
Yeah,
know.
you will not
Yeah.
know.
Okay, Isahaku from the northern region is on the line. Good morning, Isahaku.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, let's hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, please, my problem with your discussion this morning is that it's just that all this thing is about men cheating. Please, it's not only men that cheat.
Really?
Women, there are married women in their married homes who still cheat.
What do you think? What do you think about it?
We are Muslims.
Okay.
So, and polygamy or marriage in Islam, they say the marriage starts from 2, 3, 4. That if you are not able to marry at all, or if you cannot be fair to them, then you then come to marry one. So in Islam, marriage does not start with 1. It starts from 2 onwards. So for you to be married, or for you to have to, it doesn't mean you are cheating. But there are married women in their homes that cheat. Thank you.
Do you have any experiences with people who are close by, like friends, family members who have experienced this?
A lot.
I see.
A lot. And many women have left their marriage home because they have been caught cheating.
I see.
Here in the north, it's common. You see women in their marriage homes. They still have boyfriends or a sugar daddies outside their marriage. And
Okay.
this is something that is happening.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
It's just interesting because, like, I think men have had or have been the dominant ones for so long
Yeah.
that it's almost like it's shocking their system. Charlie.
No, but
and,
you
and,
see-
and maybe because that's been the norm for so
Yeah.
long, women deal with it easier.
Yeah.
It's like we expect almost, but when it's flipped,
Yeah.
I don't think men can handle it. It's like,
No, I think there's a number of factors.
yeah.
Okay. I think that what is going on in the societal structure is that a man is supposed to be, like a lion, right? The head of his pride. Do you get it? And so it's like somebody has invaded your pride and taken one of your lionesses, and you could not do anything about it. It's like you could not do anything about
So
it.
they pay you.
So they think they pay you.
Because, I mean, I think maybe we're just emotionally stronger.
Oh, we have a
Women,
caller
yeah.
from all the way from Kenya. Say,
Michael.
Michael, good morning.
Yeah. Hello, morning.
Yes, welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Oh, thank you.
What are your thoughts on this conversation that we're having?
Okay. I've been listening for quite some while now.
Okay.
You see, I think that on the concept of cheating should apply to both the man and the woman.
I agree.
It shouldn't only be side to the side of the men. For example, you went into a relationship with the woman.
Yeah.
And you agreed to stay with her. So if along the line, you, the man, you happen to go for another woman, or you go behind her back, it's cheating. That's the same thing that applies to the man. But let's assume you, from the very beginning of the relationship, you agreed that, okay, I'll marry 2 or more. Then if you go for a second woman, it's not cheating. So at the end of the day, the problem is right from the beginning of the marriage, the agreement that went in between the two. So let's assume I decided to marry more.
Yeah.
And I made my first wife understand that, okay, I want to marry more. That's my understanding. Then at the end of the day, if I go for a second woman, it can't be cheating. So to tag someone with cheating, it means it's wrong. It means that you've broken, cheating means that you've broken the agreement.
Yeah.
That's when we are sharing an item.
Yeah.
We are supposed to share. The agreement is to share it into equal halves.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I decided to take 70% and give you 30%. I've cheated.
Yeah.
So I believe that cheating lies on the agreement you made from the very beginning.
Okay.
Yes, that's what the idea I would say.
Michael, thank you
Yeah.
very
Thank
much
you.
for sharing those thoughts with us. Thank you so much.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who called
But
in.
Michael makes a very good point, though, doesn't he? I like that. It's what we agreed to, because the vows are part of the the vows are the agreement. You're saying that I will forsake all others. You know how the vow goes. It says, forsaking all other women, I join myself to you.
Yeah.
Then the woman says, they say, forsaking all other men, I join myself to you. So if you've no longer, if you've broken that code or that vow, and you're no longer forsaking others, and you're including others on the blind side of your partner, then that's what we can call cheating.
Okay.
You
We got some comments on Twitter. That's at CitiTVGH for those of you who are on social media, and you can hashtag Breakfast Daily. So Nana Kwesi Opoku says, of course, relationships these days are not valued like they should be. We meet people who fabricate stories from their previous relationships for us to believe they're good persons. Psyching your mind about your partner cheating on you is the best way forward. That's his opinion.
Okay.
Legal Alien says, well, it creates many patterns which allow many things to be expressed, felt, and witnessed as if feelings have been encountered properly. Okay. Interesting. Inu Saharina says, why would you think of that about your partner in the first place? Whatever happens in our lives is the reflection of our mindsets. Okay.
Wow.
Archimedes says, yep, it's highly inevitable, so people have to apportion their mind on such. Okay. Elron, though, says, why do you have to worry about that? You're better off using the same energy to build yourself. And the question that is asked on Citi TV Twitter handle is, in this era, should one psych his or her mind to be cheated on? Okay. Thank you for your responses, those of you who have sent those in.
Absolutely. Well, I think we should take a quick break and then move on to some other stuff. It's been fun. It's been interesting hearing your thoughts all across the country, all the way from Boku to Kenya to Garu and all of that. So thank you very much for joining us this morning. Well, there's more to come. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.